Hey, what's up, guys? I just wanted to post a quick video talking about 3.13, my starter build, and maybe some changes that could be made to a previous build that I uploaded on YouTube, the Blazing Salvo Flame Wall Spellslinger. So first, I just want to say I think I'm going to try to make a little bit more content in this format where I'm talking to you guys and not just posting videos and doing like written guides and stuff. I think it'll be better overall if I do like video guides, maybe in addition to written guides. And by written guides, I don't mean like full-fledged forum posts or anything like that. I'll probably just do something similar where I post as detailed as I can of a note section in a POB for the build. And then just try to answer questions as they come in via comments on YouTube or whatever they happen to be. So first things first, what I decided to do this league was try out the Hydrosphere skill, and I wanted to see how I can make that work with spell slinging. I don't know, I guess I'm a one trick, but I really like the play style, and Elementalist saw huge buffs this league. So I figured we could make it work, and so far, so good. My day one progress was pretty strong. Let's run through a map. We're about a little over 24 hours in. And I'm feeling pretty confident. I played a lot yesterday, so let's just go in and do this real quick. Essentially, the interactions that we're going here going to be a 6-link spellslinger that's attached to Hydrosphere, while we're doing a similar setup for cast on crit as we did with the Blazing Salvo build. We're using a glove setup for now. Eventually, I'm going to migrate this into a helm. I'm not going to post a POB for this until I have it more finalized. This is kind of just in like, let's say stage 2 of like stage 3 or 4 of where I want the build to be. There are lots of improvements to be made. As you can see, I'm level 88 right now. My HP isn't great, but I do have intentions of making this build a lot tankier, and I think we're going to do that with Glorious Vanity again. I just think that's a really solid option for layering defenses at this section of the tree where you're getting not a ton of access to life without getting all the way down here to constant. So the Glorious Vanity basically gives you a lot of energy shield on top of your max HP. So we're doing 2 Spellslinger setups right now. We're doing a Frostbolt, which is unlinked. You can see, like I said, if you take a hit, it's going to hurt now, but that will get mitigated. Sure, and I probably should get all of my up here. Chaos damage is very fun to deal with. Damage is really good starting out right now. Clear speed's okay. I mean, pretty much everybody saw their Ascendancy lose a lot of movement speed. Elementalist never had any, but we did gain a lot of damage, utility, quality of life with golems. So Hydrosphere is doing a great amount of damage, and it's also applying exposure, which is amplified from the new Ascendancy passive nodes. Right here, Mastermind of Discord. So there is exposure on the Hydrosphere, which is 10% by default, which is going to be amplified to 35%. And then on the stronger targets, you can throw a Frost Bomb on. That's going to be a total of 50%. So Frostbolt interacts with Ice Nova, essentially doubling Ice Nova damage because you're casting 2 Frostbolts on top of, or 2 Ice Novas on top of Frostbolt. Hydrosphere is good for clearing. I have so much damage. This is a little atypical. Probably should have looked at it. Minus max, that's not good. That's really it though, just minus max. That might be effective. The clear is good. Hydrosphere is doing most of our clear, applying exposure, and then for single target we have Nova. And once I solidify more of the defensive mechanics of the build and stuff, I'll probably post a more in-depth actual build guide to it. But I did just want to kind of show you guys what started with day one. I played about bragging because it's kind of like 19 hours or something yesterday, and just got up from about 4-hour nap, and we're gonna hit it again today. But I like the way the build looks. We have a Herald of Ice in here, which is always nice for clear. We're actually going to be basing quite a bit of our damage around Herald of Ice. I got a bit lucky yesterday. Snagged some div cards for a 6-link chest with influence on it. That's eye level 100. It's draped in something. I forget what it's called. But I got them pretty cheap within a couple hours of the league start. Happened to get the chest that I'll go over my gear here in just a second, but this thing cleans house. Like, honestly, clear is not an issue at all. And we're going to be scaling our single target. And I mean, quite literally, with harvest crafts and stuff like that, I'm going to get, like, legitimately 10 times this damage. While becoming far. So I think I POB'd it yesterday, and we have somewhere in the range of like 1.5 million DPS right now, which is not amazing or anything, but it's certainly good enough to get started and get some Atlas progression going so you can make some money. I probably wouldn't recommend this as a league starter for most people unless you're very comfortable with generating a good amount of currency early on. This is probably better for maybe second character of the league once you have some established currency, because there are a couple things you need to get going on start to shine. I felt really clunky for a while. So we started getting, you know, maybe some gem swaps in for our power and frenzy charges. But that's a pretty good demonstration, I think. I'll show you the gear real quick. About 6-link chest here I got for pretty cheap with div cards. Harvest Craft pretty much gave me that attack crit for free. Just happened to roll, I think I rolled a greed at the 2 life rolls, and then did a remove non-crit, add crit, and attack crit. It's a guaranteed roll. I harvest crafted this ring. I just happened to find a 2-stone ring from Britannia or whatever her name is, and I think I hit this ring once and happened to get the curse, which is lucky. Pandemonius I got for about 2.5x yesterday. I'm not sure what the prices are now. Let me check. 2.8x. It's actually, it might go down. I think with Breach being kind of buffed on the Atlas, we'll see prices on some of these items go down. So another reason why maybe not a great league starter, because there are some, this isn't mandatory, but it's a huge quality of life and it's a huge portion of our damage and defense. Chill enemies for 1 second when hit, reducing their action speed by 30%. So that's a 30% guaranteed slow. And then it also blinds chilled enemies on hit. It's huge. I already showed the chest piece. This is a pretty generic shield that I got for like 5 chaos, life, cold skills. This is gonna, that's a project build I need to do, or a project craft I need to do. Eventually we're gonna migrate into a socketed gems, have reduced mana reservation, because we're gonna be able to fit in hatred as well, which will help scaling later on when we get a Watcher's Eye. Helmet, nothing special, a little bit of accuracy. This was a pretty decent item that I got for like 20 chaos or something like that. And I don't have the bench craft for crit chance, but that's what I'm going to craft on this. So keep your eyes out if you want to play a build like this for plus cold spell gems and the increased cold damage. If you can get a flat cold damage to spells, that's huge as well. It's not necessary. This actually has 2 cold % damage rules on it. And the open suffix will be nice for increased attack or crit, sorry. And then I just harvest crafted increased elemental. Nothing too special, super significant. So you can probably get wands like this pretty cheap because spellslinger wands tend to be kind of overlooked stat wise. So you could look for something with plus spell gems and then either crit or attacks per second. I don't think this build requires a trigger wand. We may implement that later on. But I think the best way to go, honestly, is going to be having 2 open suffixes or an open suffix on the shield or the wand and the shield for double damage while focused. This was a big upgrade. This is a horror crafted pair of gloves, and horror essences were absurdly expensive yesterday. I think they started off at like 30 chaos or something like that. And I remember at heist start, they were like 8. So hopefully those go down. But this is basically your pseudo 5 link for a single target. And what this has is socketed gems have plus 3.5 crit chance. This increases your base crit chance on barrage by a huge amount. Also, having crit on wand helps a lot because there's really no other base crit that you're getting. You get a little bit of generic crit in the skill tree and from your ice golem, but that's really about it. The only generic crit you're getting around here tree. Other than that, it's going to be all spell crit here, and obviously you need attack crit in order to proc your cast on crit. I think right now without charge up, sitting at a base of 47. Now that's scaled up highly because we're going to be a lot of power charges and also inspiration. Belt, just a little bit of life and res, nothing too special. Boots, some movement speed, life, and a little bit of resistances. The other ring is pretty garbage, just life and some resistances. Same thing with the last build. Some considerations you into are your chance to hit is really, really important. For using cast on crit, this isn't like a typical spellslinger build where you don't care at all about your hit chance because you're using like frenzy or something and you're just using it to generate charges and sling your spells. This is a huge portion. I don't think there's anything else I really wanted to go over. As far as the Blazing Salvo build, Blazing Salvo got buffed with the radius. I'm not sure how it interacts because they also increase the spread, but I think overall it should be a big damage boost, especially with this Ascendancy node. You would do the same Ascendancy. The exposure you can generate from multitude of sources, either Wave of Conviction if you wanted to, either self-cast, or you could trigger it somehow, or you could get it on a cluster jewel. That would be fine as well. And then Convergence when you hit a unique enemy is 30% more damage for 4 seconds. So it's pretty much up 50% of the time on bosses. Other than that, for your clearing, you have 60% increased AoE, which is just huge quality of life. You could see like how large those ice novas were. And then this bowling ball here is pretty large as well. I may end up supporting this even more with AoE. Anyway, but Flame Wall didn't get touched, so that interaction's still pretty broken. Trying to think if there was any other major changes to that build. Not really. I did post in my past YouTube video an updated POB. It's sort of updated. I added some notes and some consideration. That's a build you wanted to do. But I think this video got a little bit longer than I would be. Yeah, so just wanted to say I want to kind of start doing more videos like this, and I'll keep you guys updated on the progress of this character. But if you want to keep up with the progress, come follow me on Twitch. Come say hi. I like answering questions. I've been playing the game since beta. I like to interact, so I think I want to do more personalized videos instead of just posting like some gameplay and then maybe some notes. So if you guys like this content, like if you'd rather see something more like this, just let me know. I'd be more. It doesn't take too much effort. Just one take, record some crap like this, send it up to YouTube. All right. Yeah, that's about it, guys. Hope you're having a really good league start. Let me know what you guys went with. I'm interested to see what kind of builds people are doing because I know there's stuff out there. And this is just our first build of the league. We'll see what else we're going to be planning. Probably some Ignite with the Black Flame Ring looks pretty cool. Inquisitor looks really promising. Definitely going to do a Deadeye. Yeah, going to make some ridiculous money and crafts with Harvest. And hope you guys are having as much fun as I am. And catch you guys next time.